The golden at bat rule could give MLB a new shine. But is it worth it? Well, we're about to find out.
You're one of the worst singers I've ever heard in my life.
When the commissioner of baseball speaks, we listen. But he's talking about a rule change. Brand new rule change, guys, because you know what we love at this channel. Freaking rule changes. I love it when they change the rules. Yes! Woo! Let's go. Change those rules, baby. All right, what is the golden at bat, you may ask? Let's talk about it. Basically, you get one at bat, you get to go grab your best hitter, and then they get to hit one extra time. So basically, you can give your best hitter one extra AB a game, and it becomes a strategic move to find out when you want to do that, which I am always in on discussing rule changes that involve a new employable strategy. So instead of putting robo umpires, put up a challenge system. So we know whether everything's right or not right, but it's up to the team to make the decision. So now we're getting more calls right, and it's strategically based. That is great. So if you're going to be able to go grab a hitter and say, hey, man, you're hitting in this big spot, but you can only do it one time a game, that's something you have to make a good decision about. Managing becomes more important again, which I think it would be interesting. I know it sounds like I'm kind of on board, but I'm kind of on board.
Well, you coming?
That said, I would be a fan of some sort of pitching response that's available. Like if you use your golden at bat, then you can get rid of your 3 batter rule or something. All right, the guy comes in, he faces 2 hitters, and then the golden at bat is the 3rd guy. You can then bring in a reliever because it just washes it out. That would be super interesting to me. So it'll only happen like probably 3 or 4 times for a whole year, but it'll be really fun to watch it. Let's talk about how the rule would work, okay? Each team gets to pick one at bat at any point in the game, but only once to play its golden at-bat card. Or there's this option. Each team gets 1 AB per game, except only in the 7th inning or later. I kind of like that, but again, I don't really see how that does much because that's when it's going to be used anyways. What do you do if the golden batter gets on base in his regular spot and the order comes up? You just skip them. So that's the trade-off. Now, you have to decide how many bats you have until they come up. You're not going to have them come up and lead off the inning because then they're going to come up second. They're already going to hit. So like, why would you do that? Like, there's all kinds of different little variations. I think that's interesting. I think you should just continue on. If he's on base and he already got his at bat for the inning, he can't bat twice. Way too gimmicky. They were hard pass from me. They wouldn't allow the shift. What's the difference between this and the shift? One has to do with offense. One has to do with defense. That's the big difference. But again, the shift got gimmicky. That's what happened. And yeah, does this feel gimmicky? Yeah, it feels like like a board game. But you got to remember, it's a goddamn game. You wouldn't even recognize how baseball was played in 1900. You don't get to get stick up by saying, oh, this is more gimmicky than that. No, it's just new. This is something I won't even care about baseball anymore stuff. Really? Having a card where you can play one more really tense, really fun AB makes baseball worse? Just knowing that's an option, that wouldn't be fun. But what else is super boring? The auto walk's boring as hell. It's the opposite of this. You already get to just skip a hitter. What if you made it that they couldn't do that? I just think it adds these wrinkles where you have to think about, like, it's a counter to so many cool things. It's interesting. I want to see how guys would use it. Auto walk better than 4 pitch outs? No? I mean, yeah, but what I'm saying is you can just skip a hitter. You can just skip them. So if you can take the bat out of people's hands, what if they could put the bat in someone's hands once a game, one time? I think that's interesting. I love that we're having this conversation. Oh my God, I'm usually just on your side. What's happening to me? Am I becoming a sellout shill?
What did it cost?
Everything.
I think so. Why would MLB want to mess with the baseball god? So that's the interesting thing. There is the baseball god argument. There is a certain sanctity that this would, I think, hit. And that's a good point. We're starting to change some of the foundational stuff. And if we change the foundational stuff, it's going to start changing. But flip it around again. You could just line up Trout to Shote. I would love to watch it every time. Like there's a lot of ABs that I would love to see happen. Is the golden AB really going to happen? Who the heck knows? But let's still go with the guess of yes. I would say if it's compelling enough and if it's projected to make enough money for the league, it will happen eventually. We all thought the clock would never happen. And we know that it did. Let's give an alternative version of this. What if we did the same thing for your best runner? Say the Royals are batting 3. Bobby Witt makes the last out. Salvi gets on. Salvi gets walked. Then they pinch run Bobby. Bobby's still in the lineup. Bobby still got a hit for himself, but he's just running for Salvi once. They get one extra pinch runner where no one like we don't have to pull anyone out. It's a free pinch runner. Would you prefer that? Or what if what if they could then what if they could just anti-do it and they had to play a card where they skipped a guy in the lineup, took a bat out of his hands. But the problem is the walk, you have to still have the guy on base, and that's the trade-off. You have to give up a base runner in order to not have him hit, which I think is a good trade-off. I think that the value there makes a lot of sense. So let's talk about how they would test it. Over the minor league side of the sport, folks have heard the buzz that the league would like to test Golden Bay in some form in the minors sometime in the next couple of years. Would that test be as soon as 25? Can't answer that, but I lean towards no. If any variation of Golden Bay serves next year, where I guess you see it. The All-Star game. You're going to have a guy hit an extra time in the All-Star game? That's interesting. Okay, I understand that. So, like, using the All-Star game to match people up that are interesting to watch, why not? Love the idea you put the bats up in someone's hands, but I want to know what the trade-off is. With the auto walk, you still have to have with the runner on base. So there's got to be something you're giving up to use the card outside of just using the card. It can't just be free. I agree with that. Maybe you lose a challenge. Maybe you have to use a challenge to do it. Maybe the challenge cards are like a pool that can be used for different things. Another layer of strategy. I like that.
You like that? You like that?
Maybe that's not enough. What'd Yelich say? Yelich, how you felt about 3 starters re-entering All-Star game in late innings, keeps face lit up. That would be kind of cool. I mean, it's the exhibition game after all. You want to keep it where it's game, but also if you want to add a wrinkle that makes it more entertaining, do stuff geared for the fans, keep entertainment value high. I'm all for it. I agree. Based Yelich once again. Carlos Correa sighting also liked it. I like that as well. But Matt Strom, not surprising, he agreed instantly that the All-Star game idea was a good one. That is great to hear. I told him because the hitter had theorized earlier, really would get mad if baseball did that. No, I mean, yeah, some would. It would be hard to prepare, but like, I think that relievers, especially like I was just under the assumption I was going to have to face the big guys anyways.
Rogers is even available. Strike 3.
Here comes Aaron Judge. See this movie. Please don't take me deep. You know, what did Freddie say? I want to know what Freddie said. Okay, they're all All-Stars, he said. So I think it would be okay with whoever goes up in the ninth inning. You just want Shohei and Aaron Judge to hit every single time. I totally understand. I would too. I'd just rather them hit 9 times. That's funny. Of course, Freddie's like, yeah. Oh, I love it. Just don't make me do it. I already hit too much. That's really funny. Let me play devil's advocate. Steph Curry always has the ball at the end of the game. I get it. I would rather watch Shohei 20 times a game. Really be good for the Dodgers if he did that too. So as long as Shohei's, you're fine with it? No, I'm good with Mookie. That's funny. I'm good with pretty much our whole team. Look, as long as the thing doesn't mean anything, like All-Star game is fun, you can do whatever you want. But what about the actual game? Let's just play 6 innings and do a home run derby for the last 3, bantered. I mean, we are approaching that quickly. Ooh. Not a fan of the Golden Bee. The front offices aren't. That's crazy. The club official who is skeptical wanted to make it clear one of these old school execs. Okay, so we're doing this whole old school, new school thing. Joe Madden, old school. This isn't basketball, true. It's anti-team. Yeah, a little bit. But it does make your most valuable players a little bit more valuable, which then makes the team better, which I like. It is interesting. I understand both sides. The biggest thing for me where I lean towards, like, I'd be interested in how it would work would be the big thing about it becoming a function of a strategy. If you're going to change rules, I want those rules to mirror or to become some sort of lever you pull for the game. I didn't like the clock because it doesn't have that. It's just you're forcing one side of the team, one group of the team to change how they are, and that was really hard, and I didn't like it, but now it's okay. But at first, it sucked because it was just a huge adjustment, and we're already having to make tons of adjustments, and it was just a pain in the fucking ass, and I didn't believe in it. I'm a fan now because I only watch games, don't play them. Still probably wouldn't like it as much if I were still playing, but you know what I mean. This is a little bit different. I think that the joy of baseball is the tension, the anticipation of big matchups, and you can only do it once a game. It's not like you're going to do it every game. But the thing is, you can guarantee your best players going to play in the 9th inning, or maybe it uses 2 challenge cards, right? So if you use all your challenges for the game, you just can't use the Golden AB. That would be cool. That way it's not available every game. But if you didn't use a bunch of challenges, but then again, if you're behind, you're probably using all your challenges. I don't know. Maybe there's some sort of other currency that we can use, or maybe it's a swap them in the lineup, but then they have to stay there. They move Judge into the 6th hole. Everyone else moves in slots, but now he's not up until 6 again. So like you just get him earlier, but now he's in that slot. Maybe. Leave a comment below the video and let me know what you guys think of the Golden AB rule, because I think it's kind of interesting, but also it's kind of crazy. What about the center field bomb scoring 2 runs thing? That's interesting, but again, that's kind of by chance. You can't try to hit a center field home run to try to get the 2 points. A 4-point line in basketball, you know where that is, and you can just go shoot it from there. And if it goes in, you get 4 points. You can't hit home runs like that. There's just not enough control. It'd be something that just randomly happens for the people who can hit them out to center. It would just be something that just would mess up how we score stuff.